Hey guys, how's it going? In today's video, I'm going to be talking about Aphria by due diligence and why I invested $200,000 in Aphria. It's actually a little bit more than, it's more like 210 because I'm down like $7,000. But yeah, I invested I have about 20,000 shares of Aphria right now. Yeah, there's not too much to say about that. So I am definitely a long-term investor in Aphria. I do think that any lower than $10 is a very attractive price point. I'm not sure if the stock price is gonna keep going down, but if you look in the past history, after the stock, made its all-time highs of $22, it crashed all the way down to $9.81. But it seems like a huge resistance level around $10. It did break it when the short sellers came in and attacked the company. It made the stock drop all the way down to almost 5 Canadian dollars. I'm trying to get it, but yeah, almost 5 Canadian dollars. I suck at this. Yeah, 6 Canadian dollars. So, if you managed to pick up some shares at 6 Canadian dollars, you would have essentially doubled your money because the stock went all the way back to $14. But, I'm thinking that I honestly think at $10 is a big resistance level. But that's what I think. I don't know. It could drop down further. Another short seller could come out and attack the company, and that could cause the stock to plummet further. Right now, the charts are telling me that the stock is near the almost ending its downtrend. I mean, it hasn't started up a uptrend, but it's closing on its downtrend. Like the downtrend is slowing down big time, and it's slowing down, and I believe that in a couple weeks it could start an uptrend. But that's just my opinion. I don't know for sure. Maybe a short seller coming out. Like the RSI level is already pretty much oversold territory, and it could go into the red. It could go to like $9. At $9, I'm definitely gonna be making a purchase into Aphria. I think $9 is a very attractive price to be acquiring Aphria. Just my opinion, though. Right? Who owns Aphria right now? Most of the general public owns Aphria. About 80-90%. 7.7% is owned by insiders, and institutional investor owns about less than 7%, like 5% or 4% or something like that. I don't know. It's just from looking at it, but just some general information so you guys want to know. But in the future, I do believe if Aphria can show that they're a profitable company, they're generating decent revenue, I think that institutional investor will increase over time. At least that's just my opinion. So when Aphria got shorted, I guess the Ohio family, these billionaire Ohio families saw opportunity. They saw Aphria's Canadian assets as an opportunity, so they wanted to take it out for $2 billion. They were trying to get a good deal off of Aphria stock for $2 billion, but it didn't work out because now it's expired. They came to an agreement where they just sell each other's stock and not really not have Green Growth Brand acquired Aphria, at least according to the CEO. This CEO guy is the interim CEO, so he's not an official CEO. He's like a temporary CEO, but I'm gonna let him talk about the company. I'm gonna explain after he finishes.
You're gonna have to help us understand this crazy business. So your revenue growth is more than 600%, but you swung to a loss and missed on a number of key metrics. What exactly is going on in the quarter?
So it's really early in this whole industry, first of all. Secondly, is this here from a loss and a write-down of an asset, which is a non-cash charge. It exactly is not a cash loss. And as we were talking before, I think what's important is it's the industry where it's going. It's a $150 billion industry growth. Aphria will grow to $1 billion just in rec cannabis sales in Canada by the end of 2020. So it's early on. So, don't get nervous. It's a cash loss. It's a non-cash loss. It's a write-down of the LATAM asset of $50 million, and there was about another $30 million non-cash write-down. But the thing is, some of this stuff is self-inflicted to prepare our greenhouses for future growth, to be able to, reach our supply. The demand has been tremendous, and just
Okay, so he talked about how that demand is like a big, and if they had $1 billion worth of inventory, they would be able to sell $1 billion of inventory, and he expects to by 2020 to be able to generate $1 billion of revenue just in the Canadian rec market. That's very ambitious. I don't know if they'll be able to achieve it, but that's very ambitious. New Strike was saying that Hexo and New Strike combined would generate about $400 million in net revenue by 2020, in 2020. So, I think New Strike is, Hexo and New Strike is undermining how much they could potentially make. But Aphria does have access to 100% Canada. I don't think Hexo New Strike has an access to 100% of Canada, but I know Aphria for sure does have 100% access to Canada, because that's what they said in the investor relations. But I've done so much research on Aphria for the past week. I used to be a big bear on Aphria, because I thought they had horrible product, but I'm changing my mind, because I believe that there are consumers out there that are willing to buy lower THC greenhouse cannabis products, because when I do go to the store, their products do sell out. I don't see Aphria products stay on shelf for too long. All their pre-rolls disappear. All their products disappear. There's no Aphria products that stay in inventory that long, because I go to cannabis stores every single week and I check the products, and they do sell out. So Aphria is selling everything that they are making right now, and they are having a problem. If you watch this video right here, Vic Newfield said that they had to destroy 14,000 plants because they couldn't harvest their products on time, because they had labor shortage, and a bunch of people quit their company when they hired them to try to harvest, and that's the reason why they had to destroy 14,000 plants. So labor shortages made Aphria destroy plants, and that's the reason why they are really behind right now. They don't have enough significant inventory to sell all the products. And then this short seller came out and saying that there was insider tradings and the Latin asset is garbage. And because of that, this guy was correct, because there was insider trading, because Vic Newfield and a bunch of co-founders had to leave the company because of this guy's short report. They did have a special committee come out. Because of the special committee, they decided to get rid of the CEO and a bunch of co-founders, and they made Aphria write down $50 million on the Latin assets. So because of that, that kind of hurt the company. But it is true, the CEO was greedy. He put his hand in the cookie jar when he not supposed to, and he got caught. And now he, I don't know if he's in jail, because insider trading is is extremely illegal. It's illegal. You know, in the U.S., people go to jail for insider trading. So I don't know if Vic Neufeld is going to jail for that, but you know, Vic Neufeld does sound like a very smart person. He's just kind of greedy, and you know, that's human. Some humans are greedy, and that's the biggest problem with Aphria right now. They have, you know, they did have bad management. Management all got replaced in Aphria. Aphria has brand new management. All the insider trading guys are gone. So, you know, they were good. Like, Vic Neufeld was a good CEO. He was, I think Vic Neufeld is a very smart guy. But he was, you know, he's greedy, and because of that, he had to leave the company without a care package. So yeah, it's kind of sucks to be greedy for him, right? I guess. Oh, what is it? Okay, so Aphria had a bunch of lawsuits. It kind of ended, like, if you scroll back like 5, you know, bunch of lawsuit. It kind of ended on February 5th. Why? Because, you know, if you look back at February 5th, right, the stock went all the way up to $14. So February 4th and February 5th, you know, the stock went all the way, February 5th, the stock went all the way up to, you know, $14. So shareholders can't really say they lost money because the stock recovered all the way back to $14. So those lawsuits kind of went away. Like after that, after, you know, the stock rose to $14, the lawsuit kind of just disappeared. So I guess that's good. So let's talk about their financials. The CEO was talking about. So right now on the balance sheet, they have $2 billion of asset, $674 million in goodwill, and so almost $1 billion in you know, goodwill and intangible assets. So kind of fluff there, but you know, some of that goodwill is good. I mean, they bought out Broken Coast for $210 million. You know, that is goodwill, but that is actual goodwill, you know, like. And then the land assets, you know, that's only $150 million for the land assets. Everything else seems kind of legit. So, you know, there was some illegal activities under there. They was kind of stealing from shareholders, or at least the original like the original people, the original, like the CEO and the co-founders. They did get a little greedy. They put their hand in the cookie jar when they weren't supposed to. They got caught, and now, you know, I don't know if they went to jail or they just, you know, got a huge ass fine. But, you know, in the United States, if you do illegal activities, you end up going to jail. So, and then let's go to the assets. So the cannabis revenue was $17 million, and then they had a distribution revenue of $57 million, $57,000. This was from this acquisition, CC Pharma leading. So they basically bought a distributor. This distributor was distributing to 13,000 pharmacies in Germany. They were generating about 262 euros per year, and that's why they have that $50 million of revenue, with EBITDA of about $10.5 million. So this distribution company didn't make too much money because of, you know, their revenue and the EBITDA. So, you know, it's a distribution company. The gross margin was probably very bad, and that's the reason why it brought down Aphria's gross margin. On top of that, they had problems, 14,000 plants getting destroyed, and the increase in labor costs to keep up with the Canadian rec market. But prices should go down, gross margin should improve in the future. This cannabis company right now is this pharma company right now is a distribution of like regular products, but in the future, once Aphria gets a an EU GMP certified facility, they are working on the EU GMP certified facility in the new expansion, the Aphria 4 and 5, but that could be another 6 to 1 year before that becomes operational. So this CC Pharma is kind of useless at the moment, but it will be very valuable in the future, in my opinion, unless Aphria somehow gets the EU GMP certification within the next 3 months. This company is kind of useless right now, but they also have a Germany facility that they're building right now, so the CC Pharma could be their distribution hub point, so they can take products. So in the future they could have like products from the greenhouse that get shipped to Germany, and on top of that they could have production from the German facility to CC Pharma to distribute products that will definitely increase their gross margin. This company that they acquired for $50 million is very, very similar to Pedanios, except for the fact that Aphria does not have an EU GMP certified facility, so that is their biggest problem right now. They need to try to get an EU GMP certified facility in the future, but hopefully they do. I don't know if they will, but hopefully one day in the future they will. So on March 4th, 2019, they've been approved for the Aphria 1. I'm going to be playing a video. It's at 21 seconds. This is about 800,000 square feet. It got approved. As you can see, it clearly looks like a very advanced facility. Lots of robotics. They spent a lot of money. They put a lot of technology in it. This could be comparable to the Aurora Sky facility. Not saying it is, but it could be comparable because I heard that they put a lot of technology in the company, in the facility to increase production, maybe increase quality. So, what Aurora does, Aphria potentially could do too, because they do have access to a lot of money. They have access to knowledge, so they could potentially kind of do what Aurora does, but it's not 100% sure. This is just me speculating. Aurora Sky could just literally destroy this greenhouse, but we don't know for sure. And then Aphria Diamond. This is 120,000 kilogram. This is owned 49%. Aphria owns 51% of it, and the other company, Growco, owns 49%. It can produce about 120,000 kilograms. It's a Dutch design, and Aphria put about $200 million into this facility. So this is very similar to how much Aurora put into the Aurora Sky. I think Aurora Sky was like $150 million for an 800,000 square foot facility. This is a 1.2 million square foot facility, and they already put $200 million into this facility. They probably put very advanced technology into this facility, and it's a Dutch greenhouse design. So and I'm thinking that since this was purpose built, and this could become an EU GMP certified facility in the future for Aphria. So, something I just kind of wanted to point out. And another thing I kind of wanted to point out, Green Growth Brands, a company that's worth about $700 million market cap, wanted to take out Aphria, which was for $2 billion. But that's not the point. The point is, in the future, I think, when the US becomes very legal, Green Growth Brands could possibly merge with Aphria, or Aphria could merge with Green Growth Brands. But there's a possibility in the future that Green Growth Brands will be part of Aphria company. Green Growth Brands building their business right now, and in the future they could merge with Aphria to create a global cannabis company. And then Liberal Health Science, which is a Florida-based company. They have about 13 facilities, 13 dispensaries in Florida, and a cultivation facility that's about 150,000 square foot. In the future, they could merge with Aphria, because Aphria still has the right to acquire Liberal Health Science when the U.S. becomes very legal. So, Aphria already has an establishment in the U.S. And now that they have $350 million U.S. and stock that is not too diluted, they could go in the U.S. and acquire a major player similar to Canopy, and really compete on a global basis, because anybody that wants to be a global player has to have an establishment in the U.S. The U.S. president is a must for anybody that wants to be a global player. And Aphria already has Green Growth Brands. They have connections to Green Growth Brands, and they have connections to Liberal Health Science. They could have more connections in the future, similar to Canopy Growth. And this is their presentation. As you can see, Aphria Deutschland, that's the German facility. They are building a 65,000 square foot facility that could produce 7,000 kilograms. Broken Coast is about 45,000 square foot right now. They missed a zero, which can produce about 5,000 kilograms of high quality. They are expected to have a 60,000 square foot facility up and operational maybe by the summertime. I'm thinking between now to summertime they're gonna announce the 60,000 square foot facility that they were building for over a year now. So that could be a catalyst in the future when Broken Coast announces a 60,000 square foot facility, at least cultivating. So 2020 looks like a very good year for Aphria, in my opinion, and it would be a much more established cannabis market in 2020. And before I end off this video, I just want to say the Aphria CEO, before he got fired or he got canned, he was talking about Aphria is always looking for a partner. Altera was talking to Aphria before they talked to Kron. They wanted to take out Aphria. Maybe they stopped and went with Kron instead because there was something fundamentally wrong with Aphria. So that is a concern going forward. There might be something fundamentally wrong. Maybe because of the short report, they knew that their land asset was fraud or something, or they I don't know. I'm not 100% positive what the deal is with the Aphria CEO. What's wrong with the company? But Altera was considering taking out Aphria before they went with Kron. There was rumors that Aphria could have partnered up with Altera, but it ended up with Kron. But Aphria is open-minded to a global, like a partner. So, in the future, Aphria may potentially get a business deal. Maybe potentially. I don't know. Anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this content. Wow, 25 minutes. Subscribe for future updates and have a great day. Bye.